Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Man, and today I am your coach for the Texan Clearbodies in season number 1 of the Alola of the Pokemon Sun and Moon League, and this is week number 1 against the Monta something. I have to check Discord again. I just looked at this. His team name is Mancado. I don't know why I can say that, but this this is this is the Pokemon Sun and Moon League week number 1 against the Mancado Moondogs and their coach Etsuki. This is the battle itself, and I know that it is super late and whatnot, but I've been super busy and stuff, so I haven't had a chance to record. But that's gonna get it's gonna get easier going forward here in the next couple weeks. That's nice. But yeah, the team builder went up, and during the team builder, I did not mention his team name because I didn't know that he had team name. I don't know why, but yeah, uh, this is the battle itself. If you have not seen the team builder, that was the video that went up previously before this one did. So be sure to check out the team builder that went up for the Pokemon Sun and Moon League week number 1. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop on in to not the document. Let's go ahead and hop on into the battle itself. As you see, there is a layout on the screen. The screen has team preview. This match was recorded on 6/5. It is currently 6:13 of the time that I'm recording this. Notice I am behind. I apologize for that, but yeah, let's go ahead and jump on in. This will be post-com just like every other match. So if we look at this team, we see that he bought the Garchomp. We see that he bought the Mega Sharpedo. We see he bought the Doublade, and the Doublade was kind of like, to me. He brings his Raikou. He brings his Mew, which is a Z Captain. There's no way you don't bring a Mew to a team, and then he brings the Tornadus Therian, which is really scary, but some of my team is built to outspeed that. And ignore Discord, by the way, that's Desiree on one of the Discord chats, but ignore that. But yeah, so we have some of our team outspeeding Mega Sharpedo, which hits 172, and the rest of our team is outspeeding Tornadus Therian, who hits 191. So, or no, he hits 190, so we have 191 being hit. Either that or 192. I don't know. Either way, we outspeed some of his team, we don't some of it. But on our side, we have Heatran, we have Mega Beedrill, enough speed to outspeed the Tornadus Therian and be adamant. I believe that is physically defensive Rotom Wash and specially defensive especially defensive Heatran, but the team builder will correct it for me. Next we have Crocodile with 116 speed with enough speed to outspeed the Tornti with a Choice Scarf. Zed, Hail, Kieran Black with Icenium Z, with coverage moves to cover up the rest of the team, essentially, with enough speed to outspeed, I believe it was Mega Sharpedo? No, I hit 191. With enough speed to outspeed the Tornti by 1 point, outside of Zed Hail, and to outspeed the entire team, even Choice Scarfers, in Zed Hail plus 1 speed. And the next thing, and the final thing that we have, is our Life Orb Shuriken, the Kartana, with 173 speed, with the Life Orb, with enough speed to outspeed the Mega Sharpedo, because regardless, I wouldn't have outsped Raikou or Tornadus, even if I tried to, especially if they were Choice Scarf. So, with all that being said, I decide that I'm going to lead off with Heatran to get up my rocks, and this Heatran is not Air Balloon, it is Pasho Berry, I think? I believe this one is Pasho Berry because I was looking at his team. Yes, this one is Pasho Berry because the majority of his team is a Water Core raid team. So, so I decided to bring Pasho Berry Heatran to counter that. But let's go ahead and jump on in. So, I decided to go ahead and lead off with my Heatran, as he leads off with his Garchomp. So let's go ahead and issue this. So yeah, I lead off with my Heater Bro, the Heatran, as he leads off with his Garchomp. Now, in Team Prep, I told you guys that I could see bulky Garchomp, but I'm not anticipating bulky Garchomp. I was anticipating a Choice Scarfer, Choice Banded, something like that because of what Garchomp can do. So based on that knowledge, I predicted an Earthquake on his first turn. And so because of that prediction, I'm going to go ahead and be forced out, because as you remember, I am not Air Balloon, I am Pasho Berry, so I'm forced out fearing the Earthquake. Into my Rotom, predicting that Earthquake to catch the Levitate. Unfortunately, Stealth Rocks predicted me to switch out, or I guess Stealth Rocks was his optimal play, because he figures, what can a Heatran do to me, right? So he gets up Rocks, and anticipating my Will-O-Wisp, which I think is what I click here. Yes, anticipating my Will-O-Wisp, he goes ahead and switches out to Raikou, but predicting him to switch out, I'm going to go ahead and Volt Switch out, because I figured you're going to switch out, so I don't want to stay in front of this thing. So I'm going to switch out to my liability, the Crocodile, which is Choice Scarfed. I take Rocks, which is unfortunate. He's Leftovers, which reveals to me that's a defensive Raikou, but he's going to predict my Earthquake and make the switch out into his Garchomp again. I'm actually going to knock off here to figure out what items you have, but he ends up being Rough Skin Rocky Helmet, which is really unfortunate. So he ended up bringing defensive, so it turns out he ended up bringing defensive Garchomp, which is not something I anticipated, but, you know, after he put up Stealth Rocks, I kind of had an inclination that was probably a defensive Garchomp. And based on the damage that I believe, Adamant Crocodile did to him, that's probably physically defensive. So, he loses the Rocky Helmet, and I'm just sitting here. So, I'm like, okay, well, I can't do anything else, so I'm going to switch out. Back into my Rotom, predicting the Earthquake. I'm going to take Rocks, which is unfortunate. He's actually going to fire up the Toxic. Which confirms, without a shadow of a doubt, that was a stall Garchomp. But unfortunate for him, the Toxic does miss. So again, he's going to predict the Will-O-Wisp here, and he's going to switch out. Back into his Raikou, because Raikou is his answer to my Rotom, as I'm going to fire up a Will-O-Wisp, which is entirely irrelevant, because that really doesn't cripple him at all. So, at this point, I'm going to actually predict him to, I'm going to predict him to fire up an electric type move, and I'm going to switch as I am back to full HP. He's going to take burn damage, which is absolutely irrelevant. We're just going to keep sitting here. I'm actually going to stay in and Volt Switch as he goes up and fires with Discharge. I am, based on that, I think I am physically defensive, but I'm built enough to be able to take a hit or two from this thing naturally. Because of my electric type, this is neutral instead of super effective, so I'm able to take that and Volt Switch out. And with that, I go back into my liability, take more Rocks damage, which is unfortunate. He gets Leftovers recovery, takes the burn damage, which essentially negates the Leftovers. So I guess the burn has its good and its bad, but you know. And then I don't know why here he stays in, takes the Earthquake, and the Raikou is dead. So Crocodile picks up the Raikou and gets a Moxie Boost. So I don't know why he did that. When he has a Torn in the back, he goes into Jujack, which is his Tornadus, exactly as it is. I guess I know why he stayed in with the Raikou. He might have predicted me to knock off instead. So he kind of stayed in for that. But I went ahead and fired up an Earthquake. So I switch out predicting Hurricane into my Heatran, which was a really bad play because as you'll find out, Stealth Rocks are Stealth Rocks. He has Focus Blast. And right after I saw that, I said, I know he has Focus Blast. He gets Focus Blast. So at this point, I switch out because, well, I don't want to take another Focus Blast. And he reveals Life Orb, by the way. Back into my Rotom Wash to Volt Switch and pressure him out. I takes Rocks, which is unfortunate. Here's the Focus Blast again. And because I'm physically defensive, he's able to knock me out. Instead of being specially defensive, I'm physically defensive, so he's able to knock me out. Takes more Life Orb damage, which is nice. Into my Mega Beedrill, I can go ahead and take Rocks, unfortunately, which is really unfortunate. I take Stealth Rocks, Mega Evolve, as he switches out into this thing just to give me Rust Skin damage. I'm in a Mega Evolve, which actually Gabriel's playing very, very nicely for what he needs to be doing. He's playing very, very nicely. Here's the Poison Jab. Absolutely zero damage to this Garchomp, which is physically defensive. I take rough skin damage, and I'm like, alright, well, I'm not going to do a U-turn because I'm going to take more damage if I do. Back into Heatran, he's going to catch me on that and click Earthquake and knock me out. Yep, there's the Earthquake, that's going to knock me out. And as you'll notice, my answers to his freaking sword are going significantly down as things start to die. Back into Kieran Black, Zed Kieran Black, beat down, takes Stealth Rocks damage, which is unfortunate. And right here I had the decision: do I Zed Ice Beam, or I'm sorry, Zed Hail now and risk taking the hit, or do I just click Ice Beam and kill this thing off? Because he's gonna stay in front of me and click a Dragon type move because he has to have a Dragon type move. Because so far he's only revealed Stealth Rocks and what's the third move? Stealth Rocks and Earthquake. So he has to have a Dragon Tail. He probably has to have a Dragon type move. Probably Dragon Tail. So should I Zed Ice Beam or Dragon Tail? Or I'm sorry, Zed Ice Beam. Or I'm sorry, Ice Beam or Zed Hail. I ultimately decide to Ice Beam off. He ends up being negative fire. No, he ends up being bulky, so I'd be faster than him. So I don't know what he has, but I'm gonna fire up the Ice Beam. And this Garchomp is going to die. Which reveals to me that he probably clicked the Dragon type move here. Which is why he stayed in. So, into this thing, which is his fucking Doublade. This thing is the death of me. I'm going to switch out because I'm going to take the Steel type move and I don't want to take it. Into my Shuriken, the Karatana, takes Rocks, which is unfortunate. And he predicts that and goes for Sacred Sword because Sacred Sword was a safe play on his end. I'm glad I put HP investment because I live, but it doesn't matter because I can't do anything. He's going to Shadow Sneak. I'm going to live, I believe. Yes, I'm going to live. I'm going to click Night Slash, but because he's Eviolite, it's not even doing 50%. I'm going to take Life Orb damage, and I'm going to die passively by my own Life Orb. Back into Beedrill. Takes Rocks damage. And then I'm going to click Knock Off because he's going to switch out into his Garchomp. No, he's going to Shadow Sneak because he's going to knock me out. Because Beedrill is frail, Shadow Sneak is going to knock me out. I can't knock off, even if I want to. Back into Liability. I'm fearing the fact that he's going to switch into Tornadus here, so I can't click Earthquake for free, even if I want to. So I'm actually going to click Crunch, but because he's Eviolite, I'm not killing him. He's going to Sacred Sword, and he's going to knock me out. So this Blade is the end of me. Literally, this Blade is the end of me. Into Beatdown, Kieran Black. I'm going to click Fusion Bolt, I believe. I'm going to take more Rocks damage. I'm going to click Fusion Bolt. Or no, this is the turn I click Zed Hail. This is the turn I click Zed Hail because he's going to Shadow Sneak. He's not going to be able to kill me in 1 or 2 hits. So I'm going to fire up a Z move here. Unlock the Ice. And release. With this, I release Icenium Zed into Hail, which is Zed Hail, which is a +1 to my speed. So I outspeed his entire team now, essentially. The only thing I can't touch is the Mew. So he takes hail damage, which is great. He's going to Shadow Sneak because he knows I'm faster than him now. So he's going to Shadow Sneak. And I am going to live this because massive HP investment. Fusion Bolt's going to come off, and this blade is finally going to die. This blade is finally going to die. Doublade falls into the Mew. Because now I lose because I can't, and this is something I covered in the team builder, is that Zed, Kieran Black here, can mess with everything except for the Mew, bulky Garchomp, which he ended up bringing, and the Doublade. Those are the only three things I could not put coverage move for, unless I get the Evilote off of Doublade. In which case I believe I 2-hit KO it. But Mew is the only thing I could not touch. So unfortunately, I am gonna lose because I can't touch him with my Kieran Black, and that's the only thing I have left. He would probably kill me. He would probably kill me if he had priority at all. So, you know, here's the Fusion Bolt to try and get damage off. We know I'm faster than Mew because I'm +1. I do all of about 50%, which reveals to me that that is probably either specially defensive or just offensive Mew. But he's going to lock off his Z move as well. It's actually Tectonic Crush. It's either Zed Earth Power or Zed Earthquake. I'm not sure which. But he's going to release his Tectonic Rage. And that is going to knock me out. Nice and clean. Straight to the center. And that's a dead beat down. So yeah, Kieran Black is going to fall. And I'm going to lose 3-0 to Gabriel. And that's game. So unfortunately, I lose 3-0. But, you know, for the first week... Oh no, this is not the first week. I'm sorry. I said this is Pokemon Sony New League. I've been saying the entirely wrong league. Holy crap! This is week number 9, and I'm stupid for realizing that this is the wrong video. But this is week number 9 of the Alola International. Actually, this was week number 9, I believe. Was it week 9? Yes, this is week 9 because I took week 8 as a forfeit. So, this is the week 9 of the Alola International. I apologize that I said at the beginning this is the wrong video, but this is week 9 of the Alola International. I lose 3-0 again because he had his Mega Sharpedo in the back, he had his Mew, and he had his Tornadus. The Garchomp, the Doublade, and the Raikou were all dead. He had those 3 left in the back. This is a -3 to me, so that leaves me at -10. That leaves me at 2 in, what is this, 2 in, this is week 9, so 2 in, this makes me 2 in 7, this makes me 2 in 7 overall, because I started off at 2 in 5, week 7, against Hammer Timestone, I went 2 in 6, last week I took a forfeit, 2 in 7, or so 2 in 6, and then this week makes me 2 in 8, 2 in 7 overall, in 9 weeks with a -11 differential, I think. -5, -6, -7, -8, -9. No, this is -12. This is -12. Because I lose 3, I had -8 going out of this week because I started off at -5. 2 and 5. I'm not sure what my differential starting was, but I'm in the negative teens. That's all I know. I don't remember what my differential is off the top of my head because it's been 3 weeks since I played this game. So, and you can tell that it's been 3 weeks because I am telling y'all this is the wrong match, but it's the wrong match. So yeah, we're out of playoff contention. We already knew that. But you know, 2 and 5. -12, -13, something like that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I apologize that it's so frisky and inconsistent and, you know, I'm confused half the time. But, you know, this is what happens when you have 2 leagues at a time, and, you know, that's a mistake I made, but oh well. But yeah, She didn't record this face to come up. Lol. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the match. I'm sorry that I lost again. I'm trying my best here. I really am. But here's the thing. When you know that you probably aren't going to make playoffs, you're going to try, but you're not going to give it 100%, if that makes sense. You're going to try, but you know you're not going to give it 100%. So, I don't know. I don't know. Hate me if you will. I don't know. I'm sorry, but you know, I will see you guys again in week number 10, which, spoilers, is already recorded, because week 10 of the Alola International was against Jarrett and the Los Angeles Rams, but that was a match on Showdown, so that was doable, and it was due last week anyway. So I have that one done, so it's not like I'm not that far behind. But yeah, with that being said, oh yeah, another reason why this was as late as it is one, my time constraint, and two, Desiree took like 4 days to send it to me. But yeah, thank you to her for sending it to me anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling now, and I'll see you guys again in week number 10. But with that being said, this is your coach of the Texan Clearbodies. My name is Man, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.